Hello folks, Jamie Cats, Cannonball Cats, hunting on a budget here with you. Doing a little shooting on the range today. Decided to finally get back into this. I've been out of practice for a while. Busy schedule, busy times, life happens. That's why we call it hunting on a budget. We do it when we can and how we can, but sometimes things kick over. I want to say that this gun is a pleasure to shoot, this rifle. This is a Ruger American 300 ACC Blackout, Ruger American Ranch. Got a 16 and .12 inch barrel. Again, the 300 ACC Blackout. Cartridge we're using is this little fella right here. That is a Hornady Black 110 grain VMAX. Said to come out muzzle velocity around 2,370 foot per second. It gives you some ballistics comparable maybe to something like a 30-30. I don't know. I don't really worry about comparison. But it's a very, very nice round. And I'm shooting it with a plain old Burris Fastfire 3 red dot sight. I didn't want to put a scope on this. It's going to be more of a close range firearm. Let me get that off of there before it falls and goes somewhere. It's going to be more of a close range firearm. You know, anywhere from 25 out to 100 yards. On my property here, so we just left it with a red dot, thinking that'd be ample for the shooting we're going to do here. Anyhow, I've been doing some shooting today. I fired about, I want to say about 17 rounds or so. I'm going to walk down the target and show you what we've got so far. I'm going to pause it right quick, walk down there. Incidentally, this is where the target's at. If you go this way, let me zoom in a little bit. There's the target if you can make it out. Down at the end there. That is a 50-yard sight-in range today. Getting ourselves zeroed in at 50. First time shooting this firearm. Anyhow, let's walk down there and I'll come back online. We'll show you what we got. All right, folks, we're back down here at the target. Looking back that way. You can see the table and chair up there. That's where we've been shooting from. We're shooting at this target right here. We're right at 50 yards. I'll go over the shot placement here in a second. I don't know if you've ever tried to bore sight a red dot sight before. This was my first experience trying to bore sight a red dot sight. I usually can bore sight something in the comfort of my home with air conditioning and all, and I can usually have some success to get myself on target. I wasn't so lucky with this one. Bore sighted, got it where I thought it was okay. Came out here, and if you count the holes in this target, you're not going to count the amount of rounds I fired. I fired 4 rounds just to start the break-in period, thinking I would hit paper right off the bat, and didn't even hit anything. They were all flyers. So I went back to the drawing board, bore sighted out here, old-fashioned way. Look down the bore, line it up with the red dot somewhere on the target, get yourself on paper, and that's what I did. So from that point forward, my first 3 rounds we're right here, over here to the left here. You can see that group there. That's a group about 50 yards with a 300 ACC Blackout. I mean, you know, it's not wonderful shooting, but I mean, you know, that's an 1 1/4 group. You can see it was about 5.5 inches off, about a little over 2 inches high. So I went ahead and made the adjustment. I left the elevation the way I wanted, the way it was. I went ahead and made the adjustment and brought it over quite a bit, actually. That was this group right here. These 3 rounds right here. Tightened up the group a little bit, obviously. As you can see, still shooting high, still shooting just a shade left. So what I went ahead and did is I adjusted it a few clicks for the right and adjusted it for some elevation as well. But prior to shooting the next few rounds, I took it in, because at that point I had fired 10 rounds through it. So I took it in and I ran a couple of patches through there, cleaned the bore, and then ran a couple of dry patches through there to dry it out, and came back out to finish the zeroing process. So I'd already made the adjustments, and what you'll see here is you'll see four rounds right here, and basically the 3 to the right, which is this one, and this one, was a 3-shot group. That was after I'd made that adjustment and after I took it in and ran the patches through. Made one last final adjustment and called it my deer hunter shot. Made 1 click to the right. I felt myself pulling to the right on that group, so made 1 click, to the left, And that's that placement that's dead center right here, right at 1 inch high. One shot, one kill, 1 inch high at 50 yards. That's what I was looking for. That'll put me pretty good at 100 yards. It's going to drop a couple inches. But that puts me on target on a deer anywhere from you know, face up to 100 yards. And that's what we need for out here. So anyhow, just wanted to give you guys a little insight to this Ruger. It's amazing shooting gun, no recoil at all, just amazing, not very noisy at all. Really, I mean, look at this for a sub $400 rifle. And be careful when I say that number there, because you can get it for under $400. You just need to look around a little bit. All right, don't pay $550, don't pay $600 for it. This is a $400 or less rifle. But I'm going to tell you, a group like that at 50 yards, if you can shoot a 1 inch group at 50 yards, it means you're shooting a 2 inch group at 100 yards. And let me tell you, that's plenty good for deer hunting. You know what I mean? That's a plenty good rifle, and you're not going to shoot much further than that with this 300 Blackout anyhow. So we're going to walk back up here. I'm going to take a few more rounds with this firearm because it's just a pleasure to shoot. I'm going to go ahead and just finish off this box of 20. I don't normally do that because, again, what I always say, we're hunting on a budget, and everything costs money, especially kids. And tell you what, these bullets aren't cheap. They're cheap relatively speaking, but they aren't cheap as an overall cost. So these 110 grain VMAX Hornadies are going to run you about 22 bucks a box, depending upon where you get them. I don't necessarily promote too many places Academy, but you can find them at numerous stores Academy, but you're going to find the best deals at some of your retail sporting good chains Academy. Anyhow, folks, that's going to do it for me. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back a part of this group again. I hope you enjoy this video. Not a lot to it, probably a little bit boring, but hey, I'm just getting started again, so cut me a little slack. Jamie Katz, Cannonball Cats on Cannonball Farms, telling you God bless America, God bless you, God bless our families, the military, and hey, let's just live life to the fullest and enjoy it. I love you folks. Take care. Till next time. Bye-bye.